Blue's Life Series, Episode 11, Blue Returns. Last time on Blue's Life Series, Geppetto and Pastor Stone prayed for Blue's safe return. Aliens from 6 a.m. concerned over Sim's deaths began investigating. The deaths brought undesired attention and could cause irreparable damage to their procreation operation. Something had to be done. Blue was being kept alive by suspended animation in spite of what Henry had done to his body. His mind actively tried to escape, though it didn't register that he wasn't physically awake or able to do what it planned. Shira, using the information she obtained from readings at Blue's house, managed to find him. He was in a hidden underground chamber with the basic tools needed to do experiments. She took upon herself the task of putting him back together. It was a chore, as she had to locate every organ that had been removed. The organs had been stored throughout the laboratory. She felt ashamed that one of her species had done this to these poor creatures, though she knew it wasn't against 6 a.m. regulations. Sims were just ignorant life forms. Still, they were valuable to 6 a.m.'s continued existence. Once Blue was restored, he stood up and began speaking. He was upset, though he knew she wasn't the same alien who had cut him open. Shira did her best to explain she was truly sorry this had happened to him, and she was working on stopping those who had. She asked him questions about his abductor and learned about a woman. He didn't know her name, but he gave a good description. He also spoke of hearing noises in the background, but he wasn't able to ascertain where the noises came from or what it was. She told him he wouldn't remember this conversation, but that she did wish him well. Carefully, she injected him with a substance of particles his system would place in his bones throughout his body. The substance was used to denote a subject that had been used before, though generally it didn't stop the subject from being abducted again. It also made the subject easier to track. If the 6 a.m.ers who had done this to him decided to abduct him again, she would know. Shira used her technology to transport him to a location away from the lab. Vlad found Blue lying on the grave of one of his ancestors and began to rejoice at the gift he was given. "Such extraordinary gifts are rare! I have been graced!" Suddenly, Blue got up. Vlad calmed himself and put on his best behavior and invited Blue to come in and get warm. Blue spouted some story about abduction and being ripped apart. He did have some stitching on his chest that descended onto his abdomen. He followed Blue to his home, where Blue, for some strange reason, knocked on the door. "Go on in. I'm right behind you," Vlad said. Blue was shaking in fear and kept looking around. Vlad tried to reassure him. "Please come, sit in my dining room, and I'll fix you a warm cup of tea and something to eat. You must be hungry after that ordeal." Vlad prepared chamomile tea and poured a cup to help calm Blue's nerves before he prepared a morsel. He really hated agitated meals. Their blood tasted terrible. First the tea, then preparations for what his prey would like to eat. Yes, something for Blue to eat and a warm drink should do the trick, and then Vlad would have a drink himself. Blue was very excited and adamant about his experience. Vlad listened patiently. "Perhaps I can call someone for you," Vlad offered. Blue said, "No!" He was terrified. He believed that if he returned home that he would be abducted again. "No, I can't risk it." Vlad tried again, but Blue wasn't giving in and became angrier each time Vlad mentioned it until Vlad gave up. He watched Blue drink the tea and eat the food Vlad had made for him. The overwhelming smell of a fresh meal constantly assaulted him. But after centuries he had learned to quell such instincts and wait patiently for dinner. Blue continued to babble on angrily about the abduction. He felt violated and robbed and disoriented. Vlad was understanding, remembering how he had become a vampire. It was disconcerting to have your life change forever. Had he regretted becoming a vampire? He wasn't sure he remembered. It was just his life now, something he had learned to accept long ago. He made some comments that he hoped would be soothing and calming to Blue. Blue seemed apologetic for his wild outbursts, but he couldn't stop talking about aliens, his fears, and his wonder at being alive. Vlad offered for him to stay the night. "Perhaps the morning light will bring a fresher perspective," Vlad suggested. Blue refused. Vlad couldn't allow the gift to leave without a good long drink himself, or the vampiric gods would be angry with him after the gift they had provided. "Rest. I'm concerned for your safety," he tried to appeal to Blue's sense of well-being. Blue paused for a moment, staring at him. Vlad thought he might accept. He gave a small smile. "It will do your body good. You will feel refreshed." Vlad tried to cement the deal. He waited for a response from Blue, but silence greeted him. After a long moment, Blue stood. He thanked Vlad for his hospitality. Then Blue cleared the table before heading to the kitchen. It was there he washed the dishes. Vlad waited for Blue to return. He would then compel Blue so that he could sample the strange-tasting blood in Blue's veins. He became a believer in Blue's story. Blue thanked Vlad, then went out into the rain. He just started walking and then to jog without any particular direction. He continued until he had left Forgotten Hollow and the rain had stopped. Blue spotted a dumpster and decided he would dive in to see what might be in there. He rummaged around and almost fell completely in, yet he didn't give up his search. He didn't think about anyone watching or what anyone would say. Finally, he came up with some discarded clothing and a sleeping bag. It was then he decided he would make his way to Solani. It would be warm there. He swam to a small island that contained nothing. No vegetation, no buildings, just sand and the sound of the waves lapping against the shore. He threw the sleeping bag down and crawled into it. He thought he would lay there and stare at the stars, but instead he fell fast asleep. His dreams were a mixture of the alien standing over him and of Geppetti's smile. In the dream, she held her arms out to him, but the alien was trying to grab him. In an effort to protect the woman he loved, he fled into the darkness. Will Blue overcome his fear? Will he return to Geppetto? Keep watching Blue's Life series.